little less fortunate. And for the Matthews brothers, they're more fortunate. They get to enjoy the island's hospitality. Today, Pro Bowl week culminates. Aloha Stadium is sold out as the NFL superstars take center stage. The AFC meets the NFC. Today marks the end of the NFL's 70th season, a season filled with historic and memorable moments. Join us as we salute the NFL's best and recognize their individual achievements.
There are images around us and everything we see. Some are real and some are fantasy. To the one who sees his vision, to the child who lives his dreams, you're the one to decide what you're gonna be. So give it your best, and don't you worry about what some may say. Follow your dreams, that's really all that you can do. Give it your best, and remember that life is what you choose. Follow your dreams and do what you love to do. There are places you remember, the times you may recall, faces that refresh your memory. May the thoughts that you will picture help you come to see that you're the one to decide what you're gonna be. So give it your best, and don't you worry about what some may say. Follow your dreams, that's really all that you can do. And give it your best, and remember that life is what you choose. Go on, follow your dreams and do what you love to do. What you love to do.
Welcome to the 20th AFC-NFC Pro Bowl, held here in Honolulu, Hawaii for the 11th straight year. Hello once again, everybody, and I'm Chris Berman, and welcome to the Pro Bowl. What we have here today, truly the best. Now, true, we don't have the best quarterback, Joe Montana of the San Francisco 49ers. He's at home nursing an elbow injury, but we do have 4 of his teammates from the best team, the champion 49ers, including 2 guys who may be, when it's all said and done, the best players ever to have played their position. Safety Ronnie Lott, wide receiver Jerry Rice. 84 players in all today, 30 of them making their first appearance in the Pro Bowl, including 3 rookies, one of which Barry Sanders, running back of the Detroit Lions. Of course, we have the old standbys. Lawrence Taylor, 9 years in the National Football League, 9 years he's been a Pro Bowler. And Anthony Munoz, also elected to the Pro Bowl for his 9th straight time. So there's something here for just about everybody. And that includes our regular season mavens up in the booth, Mike Patrick and Joe Theismann. Guys?
Chris, always a pleasure to be with you, especially in Honolulu for this game. Joe, how do the coaches approach this game?
Well, Mike, what the coaches try and do is they try and make the game plans very simple. One of the things that's happening on the defensive side is the players are only allowed to play with 4 defensive backs. So it's your coach's dream, not a nightmare. You line your receivers up, you throw the ball to them quick, and let their athleticism flow. They want to make it simple, and they want to make it fun.
That's a very relaxed week out here, a very relaxed atmosphere. What do the players have at stake?
The players right now, all week, have relaxed and enjoyed it. You're absolutely right. At this point in the game, it becomes a football game. 10,000 to the winner, 5,000 to the loser. Those guys want to pick up the 5,000. But more importantly, it's pride. They want to prove to the nation watching and the teammates they're playing with that, hey, I do belong in the Pro Bowl. I am one of the best.
We have a lot of Pro Bowl talent on our announced staff. Joe, of course, the most valuable player in the '84 game. Tom Jackson named to this game 3 times. He'll be on the sideline with Christian Okoye right now.
Christian, for one so young and experienced in the game, this must be a real thrill for you. Your feelings on your first Pro Bowl?
Well, it's an honor to be here, you know. Being here means all the players, my fellow players, voted me to come. So I'm happy to be here. It's an honor.
Now, they call you Choo Choo. I read that in the programming. What is that? Why do they call you that?
Well, it's just a name that some friends made up when I was in Nigeria. So people don't call me that anymore.
Does it have anything to do with running like a train, huh?
No, I don't think so. When I asked them, they just made a joke about it. So I don't really know what it means.
You have learned so much in a limited time playing this game. What improvements do you look for next year, and what have you learned in the few years you've been in?
Well, to look at the films, the first year I started playing in college, and this past year, I mean, I have made a great improvement. And what I'm thinking to do is just keep working and improving all areas of football in my game. I want to improve, you know, blocking better and running the ball better. You know, I want to see my blocks better. You know, when I do that, I think I'll be a better runner than I was this past year.
Would you like to say hi to anybody at home?
Yes, I'd like to say hi to people at Azusa Pacific University. Innocent, I love you guys.
Thank you.
All right.
And we're set to go from beautiful Aloha Stadium in Honolulu, Hawaii. David Treadwell out of Clemson with the Denver Broncos making his first Pro Bowl appearance. He'll kick it off. Dave Meggett, the special teams receiver, number 30 from the Giants, and Sterling Sharp, 84, are deep to receive. Meggett averaged more than 21 yards a kickoff return this year for the New York Giants. And we're set to go from Honolulu. Meggett at the 5. Room to run, got it out to the 26-yard line. And now today's Sears diehard starting lineup. The starting quarterback for the NFC is the Eagles' Randall Cunningham, the 88 NFL Player of the Year and the MVP in last year's Pro Bowl. The NFC's only rookie starter, finished second in the league in rushing. Barry Sanders of Detroit gained 1,470 yards. It was the consensus rookie of the year. The senior member of both squads, Rams tackle Jackie Slater, wrapping up his 14th season in the NFL and playing in his 6th Pro Bowl. Cunningham to throw on first down. And airs it out. Deep sideline for Rice. Double covered and incomplete. Minifield right with him. So Cunningham went for everything on the first play. Defensively for the AFC, Michael Dean Perry making his Pro Bowl debut as a starting nose tackle. He is very quick. All the linebackers are veterans except Chiefs rookie Derek Thomas. He just plays like one. Thomas, the consensus defensive rookie of the year. Frank Minifield, you saw in that last play, the Pro Bowl veteran in the secondary. The Cleveland Stars made 4 trips to Hawaii. This is his 3rd start. 2nd and 10 for the NFC, and with those 4 defensive backs, as you mentioned, Joe, maybe a little bit more scoring opportunity. Sanders looked like a face mask, and a flag is down. Number 58, Shane Conlon, looked like he got a piece of Barry Sanders' face mask.
There it is, a little face mask call. You know, the thing about this game, Mike, is that it's very difficult for the offensive lineman because you're used to working with somebody. You try and work in coordination, and you've got these great individual talents on defense that you have to try and block most of the time one-on-one.
Pass. 58 defense. First down.
Johnny Greer gets the choice assignment of being the referee for the Pro Bowl.
Shane Conlon's just going to reach out with that big paw, and there it is. Something to hang on to.
Yeah.
And hang on to, and hang on to. I guess that's the only way you're going to get him down, because you could grab a leg. He's not going down.
He gained nearly 1,500 yards as a rookie, the 4th best performance by a rookie running back in the history of the league. And it's a 1st and 10. Cunningham to throw again, this time quickly. Intended for Meggett. Covered very well by David Fulcher. We'll have a situation in this game where good, fast wide receivers are going to be covered by safeties.
Sometimes. But what they're going to try, but the thing is, Mike, it happens sometimes, but when you think of the safeties in this game, like an Eric McMillan,
yeah.
All right, McMillan, David Fulcher may be 235, but he can still run and he can still cover. They're not just your so-called normal type safeties.
One thing, when Fulcher's in the game, nobody wants to go over the middle.
They run the other way.
No man's land. Sanders trying to cut it back, tripped up as he crossed the 45-yard line. Howie Long is in on the tackle. First man to hit him was John Offerdahl.
What a year Barry Sanders had. I mean, they talk about Michael Jordan being the human highlight machine. This guy in himself has put on some great highlights, makes things happen. Biggest legs I've seen on a running back in gosh knows how many years. I mean, and they are just gigantic thighs. He's built real close to the ground. You hit him, and you can't hold him.
First Lion ever to lead the NFC in rushing.
Look at him in comparison to Jackie Slater when they walked to the line. Looks like half his size.
Slater makes a lot of people look like that, too. Third and long. Cunningham faked the flat pass, trying to run. Now dumps it off. Sanders has it. Made Clay Matthews miss. First down and more. Great individual effort by first Cunningham and then Barry Sanders.
This is the thing that is so great about this football game. I talked about coaches letting the athletes play. Randall Cunningham, this game's built for him. This is like he walked into a sandlot. Somebody gave him a few plays over a couple days. He says, well, let me try this. Starts up, great vision, knows where Barry is, says, whoops, timeout. Oh, Shane Conlon says, wait a second, where'd he go? Clay Matthews says, come back here. And then he goes up the sideline. What a treat to watch.
Sanders sensational out of Oklahoma State. Ron Wolfley is in there as the fullback, and he is blocking on this play down nearly to the 30-yard line. The NFC able to move the ball very well, that time with Dalton Hilliard on the carry.
That was the other 5'8" model that's in this game. We got two.
The other guy with 50-pound thighs.
That's right. You know, you put these two guys together, and their thighs weigh as much as some of the offensive linemen. Great year for Dalton Hilliard, third in the NFC, 3.7, 13 TDs.
Ball spotted just outside the 29-yard line. Second and short. Wolfley, the up back, and Meggett is now in there as the tailback. And he'll get a carry. Very quick. Got close to the first down. Fulcher came up in a hurry from a safety spot and helped out on the tackle with Shane Conlon from Buffalo.
All the things that Dave Meggett has done this year for the Giants, I think that running the football is the least advantageous thing that he does. I mean, you get him out of the backfield, isolate him on a linebacker, let him get a ball in his hands. I talked to John Robinson about him, and he said, you know, when the Rams played the Giants in Giant Stadium in the playoffs, we were going to kick the ball out of bounds to make sure that Meggett could not be a part of the game. That's how much respect he had for him.
Inches short, it will be third down.
There's Tom
Newberry, Randall McDaniel coming out of the ball game at guard, so John Robinson will shift his lineman.
And the other quarterback, Mark Rippon, who will play the second half. The way coaches usually set it up is they give the starter a quarter, the second guy picked a quarter, and they go back to the other one, and then it depends on how the game goes. Who's a hot hand, because they want to win it. That's how they try and feel it out.
Third and inches. Fullwood and Sanders are the backs. And offside, Steve Jordan from the Vikings jump.
That's the biggest problem you run into. It's a new cadence system. Everybody wants to get off the ball. Although it was pretty simple at practice when I worked with it. It was like ready, set, go. So I mean
Ball start, 83 offense. Still third down.
Jordan from the Vikings said did not have one of his vintage years, was never close to 100%, had a knee injury and an ankle injury, but recognized by his peers as the quality tight end he's been for 8 years. This is his 4th Pro Bowl. Third and just about 5 now. Cunningham with time, he can run and has the first down.
You know, I just
23.
I got to believe you've got to want 3rd and 1s as opposed to 3rd and 5. Because if you get 3rd and 5, that means that Randall Cunningham's going to have to drop back in a pocket. You've got receivers covered. Now look at the width. They're only rushing 3, the AFC. That means that he's going to find a lane, and this guy's going to pick up at least 5 yards, even if he just falls forward if somebody tackles his ankle.
Of course, he displayed so much talent a year ago as the MVP of this game. and in the last 3 years has been the top rushing quarterback in the NFL, the first quarterback ever to lead his team in rushing for 3 years in a row. Sanders cut it back, then outside again. Fulcher got a hand on him, couldn't hold him. Driven out of bounds at the 18-yard line. Down to the sideline, and Tom Jackson.
Thank you, Mike. Here with Buck Buchanan. Buck, I asked you a question off camera. I'm going to ask you on camera. What did you appreciate more, Super Bowl or Hall of Fame?
Well, Tom, now, they're two different things now. When you're talking about Super Bowl, you're talking about a team effort in order to make that happen, of course, and being very lucky and very fortunate. The Hall of Fame is kind of the same way. It's in terms of a football player, it's something that you share with your community, of course, and your family and things like that. So in that respect, they're both good, but I take the Super Bowl anytime.
We'll be right back.
2nd and 4, Cunningham scrambling again. Throws deep over the middle. Sterling Sharp couldn't hold it. Ross and Lewis were back there with him, but it looked like a catchable ball.
Little tough. The way the stadium is set up, the sun comes into play anytime the ball goes up in the air. You see the way the shadows are? Look at the field. See how the shadows are almost behind the receivers? Now he's looking up into a pretty bright sunshine and still trying to keep his feet in bounds. Couldn't quite hang on to it.
Cunningham so far 1 out of 4 for 18 yards throwing the football, but it's his running that has been very dangerous. 3rd and 4 here. 12th play of this opening drive.
Again, this is a situation if you get into it, you want Randall Cunningham as your quarterback. You know he can pick it up if he has to run.
Jackie Slater with early movement. No flag yet. Now late flag does come in as the pass complete to Keith Jackson.
I thought we were going to get like the NBA, you know. We allow a little walking, we allow a little movement in this one. Why not?
Let's go back to Tom Jackson and finish up this interview. Tom?
Buck, you watch the Chiefs pretty closely. I think we all watch our old teams. What do you think of the Chiefs and Derek Thomas especially at the linebacker?
Well, I think Derek has a chance to be a great football player and maybe one day go into the Hall of Fame. Our football team made a lot of progress this year, and we're all very excited about what's going to happen in the 1990s. Marty and Carl did an excellent job on our football team, so we're very excited about our team.
Schottenheimer, the right guy for the job.
No doubt in my mind. Marty been terrific, and he's a very sincere guy, and that's what I like.
Congratulations to you. Back to you, Mike.
Thank you, Tom. And I guess once our team, always our team, huh?
That's right. Our Redskins will be back.
Cunningham on 3rd and 9. Knocked away by Shane Conlon, intended for the tight end Steve Jordan.
If there's one part of the football field that the advantage starts to swing a little bit back towards the defense, it's when they get closer to the line of scrimmage. The offense can't quite stretch people out as much, and you can see the linebackers get a chance to make plays on the ball a little more.
Eddie Murray will come on to try a field goal, and if anybody has ever been automatic for 2 years, it's Eddie Murray. 20 out of 21 field goals 2 years in a row. He has been sensational. Rippon is on to hold. He's only missed this year from 34 yards. He only missed last year was from 52, and we've got movement in the line. Would have been a 39-yard attempt. We'll see if it's 5 yards longer or 5 yards shorter.
They're calling it on Bruce Smith, number 79. Now, he's one guy who comes to the Pro Bowl and just has a good time. He made sure Bud Carson had his practices on schedule all week.
79 defense. 4th down.
Bruce he loves to have a good time. He comes out to practice. He tells the coach, okay, we've been out here an hour. You've used it up. That's it. Let's go. Time to go to the beach.
Second time Eddie Murray has been in the Pro Bowl. Didn't get it. Partially blocked. Howie Long got a piece, and there is a flag down. We'll see how this affects him. Offsides, and that will be a 1st down for the NFC. They'll be able to send the offense back on the field.
Offside. 75 defense. 1st down.
Well, Howie's been in on 2 in a row.
There you see him right in the middle, jump a little bit quick. He just wanted to get around. Now he gets in, gets his hands up. course, when you move before everybody else does, you have a little bit of an advantage to get back there.
Well, break for the NFC. They'll have a first down at the AFC 12-yard line.
Howie Long having a Howie Long type season. His calf healed back completely, and he loves playing for Art Shell. He says, guys, I don't know how long I'm going to play, as long as Art coaches.
88, he was injured so much, just a tough time. Sanders dances inside the 10, down near the 6-yard line. Michael Dean Perry had him wrapped around the waist. 4 carries for 16 yards for Barry Sanders. The Lions, a lot of people around this league think, are so close to being a playoff contender, so close to being a very good team.
I agree with him. I think Coach Fonz has done a fabulous job. Plus, being a player, going up and playing at Pontiac in the Silverdome is no treat when those fans get screaming. You know, we talk about Seattle being loud. Hey, the Silverdome gets awful loud as well.
2nd and 4. Dalton Hilliard smacks inside the 5. Lee Williams, 99, one of the first men to him.
Michael Dean Perry just picked Dalton Hilliard up and said, look, you went ahead 4, I'm going to bring you back 4. Gave him a free ride back.
Very, very quick defensive lineman is Michael Dean Perry, 280 pounds. He said he wanted to lose some weight in the offseason.
What's he going to go, 289? You know, I mean, and the thing about it, he's not fat. You know, you say a guy's, 6'1", 290. This is not a fat man. This is just a quick, fabulous athlete.
3rd down and 2 for the NFC. Sanders and Wolfley, the backs. Sharp and Rice, the wide receivers, both near side. Sanders hit before he got to the line of scrimmage. Outstanding play by John Offerdahl, number 56 of the Dolphins. Offerdahl missed most of the first part of the season with a contract dispute and feels very fortunate to be here.
He really is. He was out 81 days, missed a lot of the early part of the year, and just really, I said, congratulations. He says, I don't know how I got here. He's an excellent football player, and he got the contract situation squared away, and his peers felt like he belonged, and he does.
Murray is on again, this time from 23 yards out with Rippon as his holder. And Murray is true. And the NFC, with an impressive opening drive and only 8:30 to go in the first quarter, has taken a 3-0 lead over the AFC.
You know the sinking feeling of a dead battery. Me wrong. Boy or girl? Jane, look out for girl. Girl, look out for Jane.
And now the moment of truth. The audience will choose this week's favorite home video and the winner of our $10,000 prize. The producers have narrowed the field down to 3 choices, and it hasn't been easy. Now, our studio audience will decide this week's winner by voting for their favorites. Here they are in random order. Number 1 is 3 Kids Sled Into the House, sent in by Carol and George Weimer from La Grande, Oregon. Number 2 is Skydiving Lawn Chair, sent in by Tom Dolphin from Richmond, Missouri.
For the...
Number 3 is Airport Wedding Proposal, sent in by Dan Berg from Roswell, Georgia.
Tonight's starting lineup was brought to you by the Die Hard Battery, now with more power when you need it most. ESPN's presentation of the AFC-NFC Pro Bowl is brought to you by Mazda Cars and Trucks. Mazda, it just feels right. And by Temp Star Furnaces, you can rely on the star. We're back in Honolulu after a 15-play drive that netted the NFC a 3-0 lead on an Eddie Murray field goal. And Murray now to kick off. Woodson at the 4. The Steeler kickoff return leader gets outside to the 23-yard line. Houston's Warren Moon coming off the best season of his career as the AFC starter at quarterback. He passed for more than 3,600 yards and 23 TDs this year. The league's leading rusher, Christian Okoye, opens at fullback. Kansas City's Nigerian Nightmare rushed for 1,480 yards. The line anchored by the Bengals' perennial All-Pro Anthony Munoz. This is his 9th selection to a Pro Bowl in a brilliant 10-year career. James Brooks. And Jerry Gray came up from the secondary to put him down for a gain of 3. Great talent up front for the NFC defense, including Chris Dolman. The Viking end led the NFL with 21 sacks. That's just one short of the all-time record. At linebacker, Lawrence Taylor of the Giants ties a Pro Bowl record with his 9th appearance in the game. And the 49ers' Ronnie Lott heads the secondary. His 8th trip to the Pro Bowl. He has been selected at both corner and safety. 2nd and 7 for Warren Moon. Split back, split receivers. 4-man rush, and Jerry Gray almost picked it off. Intended for Brian Blades of the Seahawks, but timed beautifully by Gray.
What you're going to see in the first series for the AFC and the NFC is a little bit of feeling one another out. Warren Moon fires this ball, but not like he can. He's just getting a feel for it. Although they've practiced all week, his timing is just a little off because he wants to see how the NFC corners close on the ball. He'll start to pick up his sharpness. The routes will become a little quicker as the game goes on.
3rd and 7. Millard jumped and touched somebody. Got back, but if you make contact, it's a penalty.
Encroachment, 75 defense. Still 3rd down.
So that's the 6th penalty we've had in the first quarter.
Well, what happens is, you have to understand, all these guys are playing on their own. They're all freelancers out there right now, Mike. It's hard to get into a system. The coach can spend time with you all week teaching you that this is the way we want to play. But as soon as you get on the field, you start to revert back to your natural instincts. Millard, he runs about 2 beats faster than everybody else, and all you have to do is say boo to him, and he jumps.
3rd and 2. Looks like a good down for Christian Okoye. And here he comes. And here comes Millard. Keith Millard, the NFL Defensive Player of the Year, catches Okoye in the backfield and brings down 260 pounds.
And that's what you just really see, a guy who comes off the ball quick. He anticipated the other one a little too soon. Now watch him come off the nose. Donaldson can't quite get his head in front of him, and Millard just runs him down. And he's going to run down almost anybody he tries to catch.
One of the most intense football players you will ever see. Reggie Roby, 2nd in the AFC in net punting. The kicker, Dave Meggett, waiting at his own 15-yard line. Roby just frees it. Meggett at the 16. Across the 40 to the 42, 43-yard line, a 25-yard return by the Giants' Dave Meggett after a punt of 53. Farrell Edmonds made the tackle.
You can teach your kids the fun of basketball, from the right techniques to the right attitude, with the help of a great coach and ESPN Home Video. Legendary UCLA basketball coach John Wooden shows you how to teach your kids all the basics, plus the importance of mental attitude to build confidence and the enjoyment of the game. A free phone call gets you started.
Bend your knees. Relax. Don't stand stiff. Be loose. Be loose. Have those hands moving.
Teaching Kids Basketball is just one of the many Teaching Kids videos available from ESPN, all featuring proven methods from famous coaches. To order Teaching Kids Basketball for just $29.95, call 1-800-841-8900. Ask the operator about our other Teaching Kids videos and save $5 when you order 2. You'll also receive a free ESPN Home Video catalog. Teaching Kids Sports is child's play with ESPN Home Video.
marshmallow cupcakes? Ooh, do I ever.
Homer. Lisa's making these for her teacher.
Ah, say no more.
Welcome back to Honolulu, Hawaii. 6 minutes, 46 seconds to go first quarter. NFC with a 3-0 lead and the football after a fine punt return from Dave Meggett has them out at the 40-yard line. Joe, it's got to be a little scary to be the return man in a game like this.
I think it is, because you know that the guys lining up on the special teams, this isn't their full-time job. And you know they're going to try and block somebody, but they're not that proficient at it. So, you know, they bump into somebody and say, oh, I got a block. And then they let the guy run by you. So any yard he picks up, I think he deserves a lot more credit.
Louis Sharp and Bill Fralick are now the tackles for the NFC, and Meggett has a Cunningham pass whistle past him at about 80 miles an hour.
Randall said he really likes this system because it's a quick passing system. Ernie Zampese is the offensive coordinator for the Rams. It's a 1-2-3, throw the ball, 1-2-3-4-5, throw the ball. The offensive line of the NFC will not have to stand there all day and wait to protect somebody. If he doesn't have it, he's going to take off and run.
If Meggett had been able to catch that ball, it would have taken him another 5 yards in the air.
Take his arms off.
Sanders makes 2 guys miss, and Ron Woodson finally gets him at the 40-yard line. In 1989, Detroit rookie Barry Sanders never missed a beat from his Heisman Trophy season. Despite missing all of the preseason, he put the run into the run-and-shoot offense. 1,470 yards in the NFC rushing title. Sensational performance by the Lions' Barry Sanders. He'll get a rest, and Dalton Hilliard will come into the starting lineup.
7-9, almost 8 yards a carry averaged against the Falcons in that game. Boy, that'd be great being a quarterback coming up 2nd and 2. I might consider going back at that rate.
Cunningham wants a timeout to talk to John Robinson, the NFC coach. We have 6 minutes, 33 seconds to go in the first quarter of play, and it's 3-0 NFC.
Hey, what's the big idea? That's my sister, man.
So what?
So give her back those cupcakes before I knock your block off.
Don't Bart. He's a friend of Nelson Mutton.
Well, Nelson, you're bleeding.
Nah, happens all the time. Somebody else's blood splatters on me. Hey, wait a minute. You're right. You made me bleed my own blood.
A terrible, ghastly mistake. Ask anybody. Uh-oh. A cold wind.
Hello, kids. Everything above the board here? Good. Play friendly, children. Uh-oh, there's your bell. Come along now, all of you. No dawdling now.
School, man. But...
Oh, no. We'll get you after school, son. Now, hurry up. It's time for class.
But...
Scoot, young Simpson. There's learning afoot.
New Gillette Sensor.
The best a man can get.
Cheer up. This spring, we're covering the national pastime full-time. Major League Baseball is coming to ESPN.
Major League Baseball just around the corner for the fans and for ESPN. 6:33 to go first quarter, 3rd and 11 for the NFC. Cunningham a tough time throwing so far. 1 out of 6, 0 for 4 throwing the wideouts. Dumps it off to Ron Wolfley. Can't keep his balance. Now gets back up. Still on his feet. Nice job by Wolfley. All that and 4 yards. The special teams player. Let's go to the sideline and Tom Jackson.
Keith, you're playing with your usual intensity today. You guys running a few stunts inside?
Not yet. We on that particular play that I made in the backfield, it was a slant play where I just hit the gap. Same stuff I do in Minnesota, and he was there for me and made the tackle.
A little early the first time?
A little, but I didn't touch my man. I can guarantee that. I got back, but the ref didn't see it. He thought I touched him, so that's the way it goes.
Say hi.
Dustin, Mommy and Daddy miss you. We love you. Bye-bye.
Back to you guys.
Rich Camarillo to punt to Ron Woodson. Pretty kick. Woodson, no fair catch, takes it at the 10. Back to the 20-yard line. A 46-yard punt, a 10-yard return. There is a flag down on the play. I think we're going to have a clip as Woodson tried to get to the outside.
Well, Shane Conlon hit Ron Wolfley, and it was a little bit late. He went over and said something to him after he hit him, like, hey, I'm sorry, I don't belong out here.
I'm not used to doing this.
I shouldn't be doing this stuff. You know, they're making me do it. I apologize. You know, please forgive me.
Illegal block, number 56, on the run back. First down.
I honestly...
That's Offerdahl.
It really... Well, it was Offerdahl then, but I really don't believe... Watch on your right side. See the shot right there? There he is in the back. I really don't believe that these guys understand how fast the special teams guys really get down the field.
Introducing the last word in bodybuilding from the first name.
Put him up.
Oh, boy, you sure taught me a lesson. Whew. Thanks, guys. I guess now all that's left is a hearty handshake. Right, guys?
I'm gonna get you again tomorrow, Simpson.
Is 3:15 good for you? Not really. Too bad. Oh, no.
Performance.
Oh, man, that guy's tough to love.
The Simpsons is brought to you by McDonald's. Good time, great taste. That's why this is my place.
The best journalists in the business are working on it. Bureaus from Beijing to Washington are preparing for it. And when you see it, you'll agree the others don't even come close. From CNN, a one-hour report that changes the face of evening news. Expect it from the people
Stand by in 3.
whose only job is to bring you the world. The world today on CNN.
It's the Arizona Memorial here in Honolulu. Welcome back to the Pro Bowl game. And it's 5:35 to go first quarter. 3-0 NFC. If you ever get a chance to come to Honolulu, you must go out to see the Arizona Memorial. Very touching thing here in Honolulu. Moon play action. Hit from behind just as he tried to unload. Guess who? Lawrence Taylor.
Number 57. Now, the reason he's wearing 57 is because... You know why, don't you? Because Doug Smith is wearing 56.
Doug Smith has been here forever, so he gets 56.
It's a question of seniority. Now watch from the left side of your screen. The thing about LT that makes him so special is, first of all, his intensity, and second, his closing speed. When he sets his sights on somebody and decides he's going after him, he just takes it up one more notch and he's gone.
It's a good thing he doesn't hit quarterbacks as hard as he does golf balls.
He does hit quarterbacks.
Well, he did at least one.
Trust me, I know.
Four-man rush. Tim Harris had Moon and missed him. Moon scrambles out to the 8-yard line, and Tim Harris had a sack, and Moon ducked under. Vaughn Johnson had to make the tackle.
Tim Harris will come in from the offside. Like I said, it's very difficult for the offensive line. You see number 97, left part of your screen? Tunchilkin, whoa, gets his feet out from underneath him. Warren just ducks under and says, hey, I'm out of the blue. Let me find something green to fall down on.
Harris, the first Green Bay defensive player since Ezra Johnson's in 1978 to make the Pro Bowl. Boy, he'd have had his 6 guns out on that one. Oh. 3rd down and 9. screen. Brooks can't handle it.
The problem with a screen in a game like this is it's supposed to be the linemen are supposed to block the defensive guys 1-1,000, 2-1,000, then release. In this kind of game, you go 1-1,000, oops, and then you go run over and try and block for somebody. So everything happens just a little bit quicker. That caused the throw to be behind.
Plus, they're not supposed to run stunts, and only the outside linebacker is allowed to come on a blitz, so you only have 4 rushers.
Yeah, right. That's only the first series.
Yeah,
all that goes out the window right after.
Meggett waiting at his own 42 for Roby. Not as high this time. Meggett all the way up to his own 49. Has a seam. And then dragged down as he got to the 38-yard line. Quite a tackle by Mike Johnson of the Cleveland Browns. He may have saved a touchdown, a 13-yard return after a punt of 44. Big Monday. Seton Hall against number 7 Syracuse. The first game, 7:30 Eastern. Then number 8 Purdue, after losing its first conference game over the weekend, will go to Northwestern at 9:30. The following game after Sports Center, then at midnight Eastern, California Santa Barbara against Santa Clara. Big Monday on ESPN. Great field position for the NFC, already leading 3-0. They have it at the AFC 39-yard line. Sanders, so quick on the cuts. Ran about 30 yards and got 3. Back to the sideline, and Tom Jackson.
Bob, when I look at all the Hall of Fame guys, I see guys 6'7", 6'8" going in this year, and then I see you. How did you do it?
I fooled them. I snuck in there. No, if I knew back then that I was going to be in the Hall of Fame, or if I was shooting for the Hall of Fame, I think I would have thrown a few more passes in those Super Bowls, aired it out a little bit more. But this is great. It's very humbling, and I'm very honored by the whole thing. And I don't think it's really hit me yet. I think maybe when I get to Canton and go through the parade and all that other stuff, then it'll hit me.
Let's go back to you, Mike.
Thank you, TJ. Cunningham on a roll. Michael Dean Perry chased him down, horse-collared him inside the 30. Greasy quarterbacked the only undefeated team in the history of the National Football League. You often wonder, as the schedule gets longer, probably couldn't happen again, could it?
You know, I just don't know. You got to consider the fact that the San Francisco 49ers this year lost one game 14-13, of course, to the Rams. Their other game they lost to the Green Bay Packers was a 3-point decision. You can't get much closer than that, and I tend to agree with you, Mike. I don't think it can be done. There's just too many games, too many injuries come up to hurt your ball club.
Greasy was the master of that offense. 1st and 10 NFC. Wolfley, the only setback.
Also the reason I wound up in Washington.
That's right. Cunningham, again, scrambling out of the pocket, just throws this one up out of bounds. Almost made the seats.
Yes, it did. It bounced in. Yes, it did.
A new Pro Bowl record for passes thrown away.
Could be a new Pro Bowl record for distance also into the stands. A little bit about the strategies of the NFC and the AFC. The NFC players do not have the plays written down on their wrists. The AFC players have the plays. So that's why you see Randall moving to the sidelines to try and get the plays, be a little more comfortable with the call.
Eric Dickerson is wearing his Saudi Arabian gear here.
Sheik Dickerson.
Yeah.
There he is. I always wondered why you wore those goggles. It's to hold the towel in your head.
2nd and 10. Cunningham guns this one down the middle, and Sharp couldn't get there. McMillan and Ross crossing in coverage. Cunningham now 2 out of 9, having a tough time here in the first quarter.
Well, it's a tough system to get used to because everything is precision breaks. Here you see him plant. This is the deep post. Now he breaks it off, comes inside, but just by slowing up in that hole, he didn't expect him to ease down in the hole because they have to read man-to-man in zone coverage. It depends on how hard you're going to come out of the break. That time he thought he was going to come out a little bit earlier. Randall also leads the All-Pro team in wristbands. He has 4 on either arm.
Rice and Sharp are the wide receivers. Sanders in the flat. Fralick out on the screen. Has to get to the 18-yard line. Only makes the 20. And the NFC will set up for another field goal attempt. So Cunningham's only success throwing has been to his backside of the backfield.
And I think that has to go to a lot of credit to the defensive backs of the AFC. These guys are used to big man-to-man covers. I really believe that the best two teams as far as cover people go for corners in the AFC are Kansas City and Cleveland. And here you have Albert Lewis and you have Frank Minifield. And, of course, Kevin Ross from Kansas City as well. So you've got probably, like, you do have the best corners in the game.
John Robinson will go for it on 4th and 2. Meggett and Sanders are his backs. Meggett wide open in the flat, has it. There's a flag down. Meggett gets to the 15 in front of Dennis Smith. We'll check the penalty. Offsides defense would have been a first down anyway. The one thing about this pass coverage, Joe, a lot of these linebackers are not used to being in on 3rd down. They're not used to pass coverage anymore.
You're really right, Mike. The game has evolved into specialists. You have the first down linebackers like Shane Conlon, for example.
Offside.
It's a little bit uncomfortable for him.
75 defense. Lining up in the neutral zone. First down.
Mike Johnson's the same way from Cleveland. He's very seldom in on a passing situation. In a game like this, they have to play.
Howie Long guilty of the penalty. It's a 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line of the AFC. A minute and a half to go first quarter. NFC already leading 3-0. Rice, Sharp, and Meggett as wideouts. Sanders the setback. Sanders with the carry. Did a nice job of stringing that one out. And it looks like Mike Johnson a little slow getting up on the play, helped up by Meggett. Johnson selected by his coach, Bud Carson, as a need player.
Very difficult position, I think, to select in this day and age in the National Football League is middle linebacker, because so many teams play the 3-4. Coaches or players are more inclined to select one of two inside linebackers to play that. Of course, Mike Singletary in the NFC and Mike Johnson in the AFC are the guys that I think are now setting the standard.
Johnson was an academic All-American as well as a football All-American at Virginia Tech, majored in architecture. Cunningham chased by Long, got away. Chased by Long again, and then sacked by Derek Thomas. A loss of 10. Derek Thomas had a sensational season. The first outside linebacker to the Pro Bowl since Bobby Bell, had 10 sacks.
Derek Thomas is going to be the next Lawrence Taylor. He has that quickness, and here you see the drive. He doesn't stop. He misses him once. Now he comes around and finally catches up with Randall. Plus, the other thing is, being a rookie in the National Football League and a rookie in this kind of a football game, you walk around with your eyes like silver dollars. You say, look at all these guys I watched on television. Now I'm playing with them. Gosh, this is great.
Here's some bad news for the rest of the league. Even with all the great statistics he had, he said he wasn't comfortable with the 6th game of the season. Look out next year. That's the end of the first period of play from the Pro Bowl in Honolulu. It's 3-0 NFC.
And then I took a bite of the new chicken taco and it stole my heart as well. And I was already in love with the 49-cent taco with a crunchy shell. Now I'm caught in a love triangle up at Taco Bell. I got caught. I better run for the border.
Herb Tarlick has what it takes to be an effective sales manager. He's got a great opening line.
Why not grab a little gusto?
Some snazzy clothes. A strong sales pitch.
I'm going to pour a couple of cocktails and ink a couple of deals.
A suit. And a suit. And a brand new suit. WKRP in Cincinnati. It'll suit you to a T. Weeknights at 7:30.
I do look rather good, don't I?
Pass it on.
So, mister, what are we doing here anyway?
I wonder where Bart is.
Man, it's way past 1500.
213 area code. When Sammy started out 60 years ago...
Hi, to fight Nelson, the bully. That guy has been tormenting all...
So come on, Miss Wimbledon. I'm serving. Come on, guys, take your best shot. But remember, this is the taste that beats Diet Coke.
Several Pro Bowl players showed their Pro Bowl heart when they spent an afternoon at the Kapiolani Medical Center. Now 100 years old, the center is the only specialty hospital in the Pacific Basin, and it's an annual stop for the Pro Bowl players. They visited individual rooms, signed autographs, and offered words of encouragement to the kids. Lineman Howie Long and Michael Dean Perry caught this young man's attention.
You've never seen anyone that big.
Well, so yeah, the guy wrote him is big.
And thanks to the thoughtfulness of the players for one afternoon, for these children, nothing but hope and smiles. And this is a live shot. Tough place to see the game on the bridge connecting two sections of the stadium. Not getting me to say anything. 3rd and 19. Cunningham under pressure again. Lost the ball trying to throw it. Let's see if they call it a pass or a fumble.
I believe that's going to be a fumble. It looked to me like he threw his arm back. The ball popped right out. And fortunately, Doug Smith was there to jump on top of it.
Smith, a 12-year veteran Ram center.
Again, it becomes more difficult to throw the ball the closer you move down towards the line of scrimmage because the backers get involved. There, the ball just pops out. Coming out on a wet day. Of course, it's not very wet out here today.
And now Murray will come on to try another field goal. He's already connected on one. This will be a 41-yard attempt out of Riffin's hold.
Wait a second. Are we reviewing it? Is it a possibility that we're reviewing this call? Oh, heck, I think it was a fumble. Or was it an incomplete pass? No, I believe it was a fumble. I think so.
You want to change your mind again?
No, here, we'll take it. Well, why don't we look at it again? Look, see? His arm goes back. Oh, the ball's out long before. I mean, it's a fumble.
4th down.
See, the play stands. Incomplete or fumble, doesn't matter. The play stands.
We don't know what it was to begin with. Anyhow, Murray will try a 41-yard field goal with him. And he hooked it back. Eddie Murray, 2 for 2. And the NFC is taking a 6-0 lead with 14:08 to go first half.
The purest shape ever given to a high-performance sedan.
I'd never hear the screams of pain or see the look of terror in a young man's eyes. Thank heaven for children.
Hey, good squishies. What flavor did you get?
Blue! Hey, you two birds. You're gonna be sucking all your meals through straws if you don't shut your traps. Well, looky here. Little Bart Simpson.
Nelson, I'm afraid I'm going to have to teach you a lesson.
Ha! Oh, yeah? You in what army?
This one. Artillery, commence saturation bombing!
All right, you kids. Keep it down. Am I making myself? Got him.
You, up in the tree. The tall gray-haired kid. Get your butt down here right now.
We're over.
Oh, we surrender. We were only following orders.
Pro Bowl is brought to you by Mercedes-Benz, engineered like no other car in the world. By Allstate, for home, auto, and life insurance, you're in good hands with Allstate. And by Bud Light, everything else is just a light. Ron Wolfley, out of West Virginia, and the St. Louis Phoenix Cardinals. I knew I'd say St. Louis eventually.
You got it. Yeah, well.
4 straight times as the special team selection. He's the one guy who's really serious about kick coverage here. Woodson at the 2. to the 34-yard line. Ron Woodson, 32-yard kickoff return. 1st and 10 for the AFC. They have not been able to move the ball at all, Joe.
Well, they really haven't. And the NFC's had the ball 27 plays, the AFC only 6. But here's Wolfley coming down. How much respect do you have for a guy who makes it on the special teams? You put 3 blockers on him. And that's exactly where Woodson ran the ball back up the field, was where they took Wolfley out.
Because quite honestly, there are a couple other guys you don't need to block. That's right.
AFC only running 6 plays to this point.
Dickerson in for the first down along with Thurman Thomas, and Thomas gets the ball on the delay. Trying to go back the other way, and wrapped up by Jerry Ball of the Lions in his first Pro Bowl appearance. Ball said that he used to be a linebacker, and to do that you have to be kind of nuts. To be a nose guard, you have to have a neurological disorder.
Yeah. I had a chance to throw the ball around with the NFC defensive linemen yesterday while they were covering one another. What unbelievable athletes. You ever see them go out and run and cover
They can
people?
run.
Oh, yes. They're not afraid to mix it up with one another either. They redefine bump and run.
The AFC has gained all of 2 yards total offense. Dickerson, first carry. Fumbled the football. Joey Browner recovers. It's the thing that's plagued ED throughout his career.
Eric manages to get through the hole. They put him in the I formation. They want to try and let the athletes do what they do best. For him, running from the I is an excellent thing. But you see, he gets the ball away from his body a little bit. And Jerry Ball just comes around, swats it out, and Joey Browner jumps on top of it.
Mark Rippon will be the quarterback here in the second quarter for the NFC.
Always a great way to come into the game when you have the ball on the other team's 36-yard line.
The second best passing year any Redskin ever had, 3,768 yards. Really strong at the end of the year. Sanders inside the 35. Dickerson, of course, got to 10,000 yards faster than any other back. We asked him how much longer he thinks he'll play.
I still plan on going back and playing next season, and after that, I still plan on giving it up after that. You know, I still like it, but I just don't love it. I'm not enthused about it like I used to be on Sundays, you know, but I give my best effort, and I still have, you know, the feeling of football, but I'm just not crazy about it like I was at one time.
It's a great decision on his part, Joe. If you don't have that love for it, it's very difficult to be that good at it anymore.
Yeah, Mike, and I also asked him if it was possibly just the opportunity if he had a chance to play on a championship team, but it didn't matter to him. There you see Dave Fulcher coming in. Mark Rippon gets his first pass picked off. Now he'll get the butterflies out. Fulcher just playing some good, tough defense.
Fulcher had 8 interceptions during the regular season.
Rippon sets in the pocket, just fires it out. Fulcher's right there. He's trying to go to the tight end. See, you know, you just can't fool these guys. You have to look in a different direction. They know the patterns are simple. It doesn't take them but once to look at a pattern to know that, all right, if the outside receiver's running up, that means that the tight end's going to run it out. Hey, it's the same thing we have in. I have to go get him, and that's exactly what he did.
Fulcher at 235 pounds. Moon gets the ball right back. Dickerson out in the flat. Pat Swilling missed him. Singletary took him out of bounds.
When I sat and visited with Eric Dickerson, when he said that he didn't have a love for the game, and I started to explain it, I asked him, I said, does it matter whether it's a team that contends for a championship? He says, even a championship team would not make me bring back the love. It's not the money. It's just something that's gone from me. I just don't enjoy it as much as I used to. And you know something, Mike? Sitting and talking to him, you can see it in his eyes. The fire isn't there.
Number 6 all-time in the NFL, only 10 yards short of catching O.J. Simpson for number 5. May get that on his first carry next year. Flag is down, so is Dickerson. Hit in the backfield, never had a chance to go anywhere. And offsides on the NFC defense.
And this is going to be on Jerry Ball, who's right over the center. Warren Moon's going to give the old hard count.
Offside, no tackle. First down.
He gives him the old hut. And Jerry Ball just jumped right off. There he is, right in the middle of your screen. You see the head go forward. A little bit of contact. All you have to do is touch somebody.
That is the first AFC first down. And they got it by penalty. Ball spotted at the 45. 3 wide receivers, and Dickerson is the sole setback. Moon with a pump fake, another one, and then the sack. Kevin Green, who had 16.5 sacks during the regular season and really became a better all-around player, was in on that one.
He's gotten bigger, too. I think the beginning of last year, he was really a sack expert. Now he's concentrated on making himself a complete linebacker. Plays off the blockers on the run very well. Still capable of getting back into pass coverage. But with he and Mike Wiltshire in that defense, you've got 2 guys who are really capable of putting pressure on the quarterback.
He got a chance to play because the Rams were short on defensive linemen, and Fritz Shermer says, we've got good linebackers. We have to find a way to get them on the field. Second and 15. Dickerson got outside of Green and then dove up across the 45-yard line as Tim McDonald was there to cut his ankles out from under him. McDonald, one of the sure tacklers in all of the NFL.
It's interesting the way coaches put together a game plan like this. I was talking to George Seifert, the coach with the Browns, and he was saying that you take a look at what all these guys do. He said, for example, James Brooks is a slant-type runner, so we want to put some slant plays in for him. Eric Dickerson is a counter runner, which we saw in that play, and a toss guy. He said Christian Okoye is the kind of guy who just bulls up. So that's the way they devise the offense for the AFC.
3rd and 10 for Warren Moon. Look out, Swilling. Pat Swilling with that speed rush got by Anthony Munoz and got the sack from behind.
He looked like a sprinter coming out of the blocks, and he was looking at the starter's trigger finger and saw it coming. You'll see him. Watch him start to rock. He loaded that right leg long before the snap was up. Anthony Munoz really didn't stand a chance.
Swilling had 16.5 sacks in the last 12 games of the season and was a need player selected by John Robinson for this game. Roby to punt. Meggett waits at his own 18-yard line.
Not a heavy rush. I guess that's an overstatement.
Yeah. Meggett from the 23. Broke a couple of tackles. Gets it back to the 29-yard line. Bruce Matthews downfield to make the tackle after a return of 6 yards. There is a penalty marker on the play. And we had an illegal man downfield.
55, kicking team, downfield too early. It's declined. First down.
I don't think any of these guys want to go through another punt, so they've declined it. 9:38 to go first half. Still 6-0 NFC.
Pistol Pete Maravich earned his nickname with an NCAA record 44.2 points per game and went on to become an NBA scoring leader with over 15,000 points and a 24.2 average, earning him a place in the Basketball Hall of Fame and making him the greatest legend in basketball history. Pete's last contribution to the sport he loved was a series of 4 instructional videos that share all the secrets of his incredible success. ESPN is proud to offer this series, Pistol Pete's Homework Basketball. Each 40-minute videotape concentrates on...
Yes. Al, Kelly had her hand on a quarter that I wanted. Prove it.
It's a disgrace, even for you. Groveling on the floor for... Oh, look. See a penny, pick it up. All the day you'll have... Trust me. But I believe the rest of that money you took was in my pocket.
Prove it.
You see how barbaric this allowance idea is, Al? Look at them. These were once human. If you all got jobs.
Now that would hurt this man. Tear him apart. Now he's the wage earner here, and that's how it's gonna stay. Hey, big fella.
You know, Marcy just gave me an idea.
Mike Patrick and Joe Theismann, we're back with you. Really enjoying ourselves in Honolulu. This is always a fun game, and it may become more interesting because we might see some trick plays in this one.
I think you will. Once the team settle down a little bit more, they'll set it up a little off-tackle play, maybe a reverse here and there, a flea flicker. The coaches have them in, and they realize that this is entertainment. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see some of that as the game goes on.
Oh, why not? It's 6-0 NFC as we have 9:38 to go in the first half. Rippon to Carrier. And he's taken out of bounds at the 33-yard line. Let's go to the sideline at Tom Jackson.
You know, Mike, it's always great when you contribute to a guy going to the Hall of Fame. And he got more than his share of yards. I mean, Franco, how's this feel?
Tom, it feels great. And just following that, this guy made me run fast. He was a great linebacker. But it was just, Tom, it just feels fantastic. This is what it's all about. You're here with a lot of all-pros, and you think about all the all-pros that went through the league and didn't be able to get this kind of award.
We'll be right back.
Thanks, TJ. Franco Harris was the class act. Sanders out to the 40-yard line.
Franco, now the Steelers have made a comeback of sorts. Steel City getting excited again. How about you?
Yes, they are. I tell you what, the way they began the season, people were saying, listen, they're done for the year. But end of the season, they probably played as good a football as any team in the NFL.
Thanks, Franco. Congratulations.
All right, TJ, thank you very much. Congratulations to Franco Harris and all of the Hall of Fame inductees. And isn't it amazing how much smarter Chuck Noll got at the end of the year? The game no longer passed him by. Rippon with time over the middle to Steve Jordan. To the 30. Fulcher brings him down at the 21-yard line. A gain of 38.
And the first guy to run down the field to congratulate him is Mark Rippon. You know, you really want to get that first completion out of the way. And, well, the first one went to Dave Fulcher. Then the next one goes to his own guy. But now watch him step in and just gun the ball up the field. Now, Jordan, once he breaks here, he says, hey, there's nobody around. Let me head for the goal line.
Still got a little speed, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
They'll spot it at the 22. Jordan, 35 catches, 506 yards this year, an injury-related season.
I really missed him in that Minnesota offense. He's been a big part of it for a long time.
Dalton Hilliard pounds forward. Bruce Smith had him around the ankle, brought him down. Rufus Porter also in on the tackle for that one. Major League Baseball beginning March 3rd on ESPN. 10 spring training games, and then April 2nd, the regular season opening day doubleheader. The Royals against the Orioles in Baltimore and San Diego against Los Angeles. Throughout the season, baseball tonight with news, highlights, and features. Can't wait.
Me neither.
Aloha and mahalo to you too.
Hello.
2nd and 8. Rippon had it batted down in his face. Michael Dean Perry right there. Perry was a terror against people this year, drew 16 holding calls.
Well, he's so quick. The real thing that he has, and he and Howie Long are built very similar. You see how he moves? He gets the hand, he swats at the center. Now he just plays off the block. Fralick passes him off, and he swats the ball back. Now watch this. He claps his hands like he figures, oh, I should have caught it. Look at that. Goes right in, comes down, almost manages to put the scooper on it. Now he claps his hands and says, geez, why didn't I catch it?
They're trying to catch a bullet in your teeth. 3rd and 8. And Rippon wants a timeout.
Now that, again, is really caused by the fact that the NFC is in a situation where their plays are called by the coaches. They don't have the assistance of something on the side.
7:15 to go in the half. NFC leading the AFC 6-0.
There's no tougher race than the 24 Hours of Le Mans. So it's not surprising that the tire that won it was a Michelin.
And if perhaps you were asked to...
No, I wouldn't.
Put it.